Shifting Perspectives, a look into the lives of others. Street photography by A Fortunate Fool. The first section of my photo project will be called Animals. Animals literally have no voice, so they're misrepresented and misunderstood just like a lot of us humans. One of the things I'm hoping to do with this project is to give a voice to the voiceless to help spread understanding and awareness on this confusing and chaotic planet we call home. If we could all just exercise a little more empathy and compassion, the world will surely become a greater place. I call this one Junkyard Dog. Diane Arbus spoke about the gap between intention and effect. She was talking about the difference between how you wish to be seen versus what you can't help. Everyone wants to be seen in a good light. There's all these things we wish we could control or change but can't. This pup was always harassing me on my way home from the fish and chip spot I used to work at, barking, growling, and jumping around, trying to be a good guard dog. Fierce behind the fence, but as soon as I put my hand through, Buddy just wanted to be pet. I always had some leftover fried calamari or angel shark to share. Maybe that's why we became friends. In this short section, you'll have the extreme displeasure of checking out some of my horrible self-portraits. Enjoy! They say the eyes are the window into the soul, and you can learn a lot by looking into somebody's eyes. There you'll find it all: joy, ego, sadness, rage, depression, anxiety. The eyes speak without talking. Have a look. The title of this photo is Something Sickening. I took this photo when I was in a real bad place. The description is as follows: the destruction of innocence, cremation of care, descent into darkness, a shrine to badness. Someone once said, if you stare into the void long enough, it stares back at you eventually. The void is a dark and scary place. Don't look for too long, but you must look long enough to gain some perspective. Without up, there can be no down, and without chaos, there can be no order. You have to make those mistakes in order to learn those lessons. Don't forget that. In this portion, I'll be presenting photos of the places I go and the people I see there. We'll call this one the Wise Man. Wisdom comes with age. My buddy Jose had been there and done that all before I was even born. He's seen a lot in his years on this earth. He's always walking around saying little catchphrases. One of them is like, "It's a fucking joke, cabrón." And if you ask him what the joke is, he'll tell you it's life. Another one is a statement, or sometimes it's a question. He says, "No future?" I always say maybe. Listen to people with more life experience. Maybe they can help you learn. Most of these photos are taken in either 2019 or 2020 on my iPhone 6. However, there are a few that I had taken on my fancy camera I used in my Photo 1 class. A lot of these photos can remain untitled and undescribed. This fella named Martin Isaacson was my photography teacher, and he shared with me an idea called the Big Mac. He said that most good photos would have some element of mystery, ambiguity, or contradiction. This is one of the reasons I'll leave some of them open to your interpretations and observations. The other would be that some stories are better left untold. I'm trying to show perspectives most don't see, but I don't want to invade anyone's space or make them look ungood. In the song Kodachrome, Paul Simon says everything looks worse in black and white, but one of the reasons I chose black and white is because I think colors can be distracting and chaotic. Another reason is because I'm trying to emulate an old school film photography kind of feel. I call this one the Salty Crew. Austin, Isaac, and the Weird Kid. Isaac was clearly the boss, and Austin was second in command. And then there was the Weird Kid. That's how he introduced himself, and he was weird. I met these fellas on the pier the other day. I had just bought a rod and reel, and it was my first time trying fishing. I didn't know what I was doing, so I asked Isaac for some tips.
I felt uncomfortable asking for help, but I knew I had to be humble if I wanted to learn, and these kids were experts. I couldn't believe how much knowledge these fellas had. They hooked me up with some bait and a few pointers. Asking for help can be hard, but don't be afraid. You only know what you know until someone lets you know what you don't.
Ugh!